So, welcome, Ivana and Nurdan. Thank you for granting us this interview this afternoon. We're going to talk a lot about women in endoscopy, but the main focus of the interview is going to be the work of the Gender and Diversity Task Force, because I think it's a unique thing within the UEG and I want to know a little bit more about it. So can you tell me a little bit about the main objective and the goals of the Gender and Diversity Task Force?
Okay, first of all, this is not a committee to promote only women in gastroenterology. We are also helping men and those people who are in the need of some facilities. But the main objective is to create a free medium, an environment which facilitates, which provides opportunities to all those people who are interested in gastroenterology business. This is with respect to distribution of the awards, to representation of women in the committees, to provide mentorship to young GI talents, and also to provide materials for education, for training according to European standards. So this is a very concise concept on which we work, and this matches completely with the objectives of UEG in terms of equality, diversity, and inclusion according to the European rules.
Okay.
So I'm very happy to work with this group, and equality, diversity means mainly that without discrimination of gender, age, religion, region, we provide the same opportunities, the same quality of service to all people interested in GI or working in GI. So this is the heart of it.
And could you give our auditorium an example how the Gender and Diversity Task Force does that? Is there a certain initiative that really helped to bring women or gender equality onto the map?
Yeah, we have many objectives in that sense. We want to increase the number of women attending the UEG week. We are aiming to provide education, especially to women, in endoscopy or in general gastroenterology, by providing facilities in the courses. So we are aiming to increase the number of females in the courses, especially on the hands-on courses, because the women are doing less endoscopies and less interventional endoscopies all over Europe. This is according to a survey.
Yes.
So we want to promote women participation in interventional endoscopy. We also want to provide mentorship to young generation, young people, via the way of role models who have acquired a certain level of experience and who are seniors in GI. We also want to distribute maybe a little more than it exists, some rewards and some awards to female members. This is why we were able to convince the council to give 2 more ages of application for those who have 1 child or 2 children or 3 children. So this was maybe a major achievement until now. And furthermore, I think our objectives is mainly, we're established as providing good information about the gastroenterology to women. So we have organized the hotspot sessions where we have invited experts and even the trainees to discuss about the hurdles and difficulties they face during the endoscopy procedures or during the GI training. So I think until now we have been able to make these people, the gastroenterologists, either senior or trainee, to come across with the experts and to come across with the difficulties by discussing with an audience and with the experts. The career chat, for example,
Yes.
is a good example where the senior people share their experience throughout their entire life, academic career. And we give some messages to them on how to pave the way to success in academia.
But coming back to the work of the Gender and Diversity Task Force, what is the actual gender and nationalities distribution within UEG and during the conference at the moment? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do not have the the current statistics that will be available after the UEG week. But according to the previous statistics, we can say that in the young talent group and the Equality Diversity Task Force, there is quite a good number of female representation, such as 83% in equality diversity and at least 50% in young talent group, as far as I heard from you. But we need to increase the number in other committees, and especially in the council, because this is the deciding body. And that takes time, because when it comes to the elections, first of all, women do not apply, and we have to encourage women to apply for these positions. Secondly, usually the elections are in favor of men, because the leadership is always seen as a man's business. We also have a solution to that. I think we, as the Equality Diversity Task Force and the Young Talent Group, we have to provide training and education for the females as being the future leaders, because that also requires an education and training. And the more you start early, the more you become a leader in the future. So for the moment, the representation, although improving in the committees, is still below our expectations. And I think we have to work a little bit hard on this.
So the key point to take away from this is to encourage women even to apply for any position where there's an open call, and to get in the ring and to really go for that position.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a matter of confidence. I mean, women should have confidence on themselves. They have, as pointed out in the last career chat, they have to develop their skills, and they have to know themselves, like Socrates said, centuries ago. First of all, they have to develop themselves.
And Ivana, you're organizing the Young Gastroenterologist Conference in Croatia.
Yes.
So how is your have you got many female faculty members?
So we are organizing the first European conference of young gastroenterologists in Zagreb in December. So Zagreb, Croatia, and the faculty is 50-50.
That is very good. I'm looking forward to that, especially.
Thank you.
So, and maybe a little bit of a controversial topic. Many institutions and in politics it's discussed that a quota might be the way forward. And I would be very interested in your personal opinion on that.
Well, I know there are people advocating that this is not necessary. But if this continues like that, we will never have women in any board, any committee, or any society. So I think for the beginning, although my feeling and my personal ideas are against the quota, I think there should be still a quota for the beginning in order to move forward. Otherwise, men and women are equal. They can do both the same things. They have the genes, and they have the skills to do the same thing, same procedures. But still, in order to implement some sort of mentality of equality and diversity, I think we need some quota, at least in some places, in order to promote female representation.
And I think it also requires more role models. I think Tessa Verlan at the Women in Endoscopy talk, she put it quite nicely. There are always pictures of men holding scopes. I think what a lot of
females in depression.
and females in depression or in the assisting role. And I think maybe a good way to do this would also be to turn this around. So yeah.
And we have to work on it. I mean, as I emphasized at the beginning, women should volunteer for such positions. Okay, it's hard. It requires double work, but we are able to do this. I mean, we have to volunteer, and we don't have to be shy. This is my personal opinion.
So maybe the last question to wrap this interview up, and I want to thank you in advance because I think it was really good. 10 years down the line, Ivana, where do you think gender equality will be, and where would you like it to be?
Well, I think, or actually I believe that in the future, I believe that patients will have an even more trust in female gastroenterologists than they have today. And I believe that there will be the best balance which is needed.
Okay. Yeah? What is your opinion?
Well, I'm optimistic, but it comes rather slowly. And my expectation is 50% of males and 50% of females. But for that, we have to beat the so-called glass ceiling, the so-called pipeline effect, where the women disappear during the course of their career, or maybe chilly environment. I think we can do that. I mean, our male colleagues are very helpful. So this is an advantage, and they believe in this mission. And we have a good vision for the future. Females should be in the podium. Females should be in the arena. We have a vision, but vision without execution is hallucination. So we have to work on this.
So, and obviously it's equality for both genders. So men and women have to work together.
We don't have to be superior. We don't have to be outnumbered.
It's
but
about equality.
Work together.
Yes.
Working together is success.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you, Ivana and Nurdan.
Thank you very much
really nice
for
interview.
tackling this issue.
Was lovely. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you.